Hello. We're going to be reading the latest chapter of a very strange series known as Rojica to Rakkasei. This I found out about not too long ago. Looked interesting enough, so I decided to get caught up on it. It's a really weird mix of kind of post-apocalyptic exploration where the reader often has a better sense of what the characters are seeing than the characters themselves, something kind of like Girls' Last Tour. It combines that with a very kind of quirky, cute village type series, a kind of a model that I really like where a lot of characters, with all their individual quirks and roles and preoccupations, are just co-inhabiting a charming little space. And then, of course, it starts getting into much more complex lore as you start to learn the history of the world. And it has the appeal of like something like Hoseki no Kuni, where you just are caught by the gravity of the fact that the plot you've been seeing has been playing out for centuries, perhaps millennia. And then on top of all of that, it sometimes gets really disturbingly dark. That for all of its cuteness at other times, for all of its totally surreal, charming weirdness, there's some plot lines, some twists, some developments, especially just in the on chapter 16, which just came out not too long ago. Some pretty twisted stuff went down. So I don't know what to expect. I really do not know at all what to expect when we check out this latest chapter known as the Jika Tribe. There's only 3 volumes. We're getting into the final volume now, so there's not that much left. I don't know how much is going to be explained. I don't know what is going to be revealed, but we're in it together. Okay, the Jika Tribe. We see some footprints. These kind of look like Rojica's footprints. Ah, yeah. So Rojica, it makes sense. The Jika and Rojica being the Jika tribe, I guess. Among the Jika tribe, there's the occasional long-lived individual that grows up to 4 to 5 meters inside. They are called Ojika. Kind of like King Jika, I guess. Oh. Once one becomes an Ojika, they give up on their former lifestyle in preparation for the final phase of their life, reproduction. The Jika reproduces through budding. I thought this would be just like a fat chocobo sort of thing, that it takes on some role of like community benefit or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cute, that's charming. But no, this series is also very unabashed and explicit when it comes to the realities of the natural world, even when they're kind of disturbing, perhaps. So this might be the origin of Rojica, the birth of Rojica as it buds away from this totally stationary Ojika. A single Ojika will split off 20 to 50 pieces of their body. Repeat this process several times, then quietly pass away. And like quietly pass away, I think, is very totally indicative of this entire series. That suddenly the barriers, the boundaries between life and death are quite thin, quite porous. That we suddenly see the totality of the life cycle and not just, the fun times, not just the adventures. The budded portions gradually reshape themselves, sprouting eggs, legs, arms, and eyes, arms, and legs. After 3 days, a new Jika is born. Looks like Rojika. These new Jika set out immediately after birth. The Jika tribe are a cheerful lot. Oh, I do remember when Rojica first is starting to raise Rakkasei, that Rojica is complaining that Rakkasei will take like years and years to become independent, that she'll become totally dependent on him until then. And Rojica is like, man, I was ready to go after like 2 days. So I guess we can see that firsthand now. They're romanticists, timid, but get lonely easily, brimming with curiosity, and prone to make last-minute blunders. These are cute little scenes. The Jika perilously on a log bridge, drawing and doodling houses. Houses that don't look totally similar to the house they have now, but aren't a world apart either. And eating a strange mushroom and getting extremely bad poisoning. The Jika will continue on their journey until they find the perfect place to live. They've got the little bindle stick thing that hobos have. Cute. I don't know what the heck could be in there, but whatever. It's cute. The leaf hat. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. That's a big leaf, though. Because you can see the scale of everything else. That must be a pretty big leaf. Sunlight, check. Soil, check. Let's make it here. Once a Jika decides on a location, they will proceed to build a house. This is just like Minecraft. This is just what I did in Minecraft. I'm like a Jika. Building it up through, this is like stonemasonry. That's not easy to do. I mean, it's like one of the more archaic and beginner types of building in a civilization before you actually have the means to shave down rock or to pour brick or whatever. You just kind of take the rocks as they are, you stack them up in a way that's kind of efficient, and you fill in the rest with some sort of mortar. Whether that's like concrete, whether that's cement, I don't know. Some seeds must have gotten stuck inside the wall. Now I've got a tree spreading out. A last minute blunder indeed. But that's cute. Every Jika gets lonely easily, eventually start longing for company. But they will not seek it of their own accord, since they have faith in their clan's legend. And this, of course, lines up with Rakkasei, flying in on a star. The story is as follows. Once upon a time, there was a lonely Jika who lived by himself. I love these little storybook type illustrations. The series is so good about when lapsing into flashback or lore or imagination or whatever to totally change like the paneling, totally change the art style and the color scheme. Well, color scheme, it's black and white, but you know what I mean. It's really charming. It's really cute. You feel like you're kind of diving into worlds within worlds. One day, a giant seed came floating down to him. The Jika planted the seed and watered it every day until it bloomed into a lovely girl. The two of them immediately became family. And that's just what happened with Rakkasei. The Jika knew he would never feel lonely again, and the two of them lived happily ever after. The end. The romanticist side of every Jika fell in love with this story. They too believed that the family they longed for was fated to appear before them one day. All they had to do is wait for it. I mean, so there's like hundreds and hundreds of Jika out there. We saw only Rakkasei survived the spaceship exploding and burning up. So all those other Jika, see, this is the series, man. This is what this series just does to you. That you start to realize the tragedies within the stories. Like, basically it's saying that all of the other Jika are just alone the whole time. That I don't think this story comes true for them. That they just sit in their homes, lonely, pining for this impossible person, and then at some point they die. And most of them don't reproduce. It's only the ones that grow really, really big and live a long time that reproduce. So the rest of the Jika just live out fairly short existences, lonely, alone. And of course, I don't think the series is going to say that explicitly because, you know, the first reading, the intended first brush with this is that you think, oh, it's so nice. The legend came true for Rojica because Rakkasei came. But no, it's actually saying something else about the Jika people, that their lives are ones of suffering. And those who become part of a Jika's family are said to be destined for happiness. The reason for this is simple. The Jika tribe will always care for their families, cherishing them with all their heart. It is a true love that anyone will see. The end. So, I don't think I'm crazy with this, right? I don't think I'm over-analyzing or over-reading. That there was no process by which Rojica met Rakkasei that follows from the lifestyle of the Jika people. It was pure luck. It was a 1 in a million chance that could only happen then and there. And that the rest of the Jika people, I don't see how they can be happy. Well, that's that series, though. That's this. What else could you expect? Wonder if anyone in the comments has had this interpretation. Where's my dark turn? That was uncharacteristically heartwarming. Is it though? Is it though? And the fact that the Rika. Yeah. Most of them don't need to to reproduce. I wonder if I'm gonna leave a comment. I think the dark undertone of this chapter, not really undertone, the dark interpretation is that Rojica just lucked out immensely by finding Rakkasei, and that most of the Jika tribe will simply live out their lives lonely and alone, pining for an impossible person. Alright. The vast, vast majority. Alright. Time to ruin everyone's day. Okay. Let's read more manga. This series is pretty great, I think. It's quite unique. I just love this sort of model. A world where anything can happen, and yet we have some sense. Such enough that we can be, like, betrayed. So, very excited to see how this last volume will play out. Okay, bye-bye for now.